They don't distract me from doing my job. I think like I love I love the nonsense. Sometimes you get the like occasional like jackass that wants to say something that thinks like I actually am offended by it. And then I just pretend like I don't hear it. But no.
I just look at them and say, your mother has to be proud. When they add like the video, I've seen your video, and be like, your mom has to be so proud of you.
Yeah,
and
I love
because back in the day when I worked for ESPN, a fan at the College World Series was talking about how they saw my stalker video.
Yeah.
And I turned around, I went right after him, and people were videoing it. But I was like, whatever. But now you just do your mom must be so proud. Get out of here.
That's very mature of you.
Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeart Radio. They're rattling my cookies is what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. Welcome to the pregame, everybody.
Hi, guys. I bitched for 45 minutes.
No. I have full hair and makeup from a shoot I did because I went and met Steve for lunch, and I haven't taken any of the eyelashes off. So here we are. Pregame questions. Kara Kendrick 1, considering a non-traditional Christmas dinner. Any suggestions?
Chinese.
Well, from A Christmas Story. That's adorable. Cute. Yeah. Kara, you do you. I don't know. I mean, do you do a traditional Christmas dinner? We don't do anything traditional during the holidays because
I can't wait for my honey baked ham.
Wait, time out.
Can I have one?
Honey baked ham?
Well, here's my rationale. I don't really get to have a Thanksgiving dinner because we're working. So this is where I like to have a turkey. I like to have a honey baked ham. Honey baked ham. Can you send me one? Can we figure that out? And I love it. I love to do the mashed potatoes. I'm going to sneeze really quick.
Sure.
I blame this on our karaoke night of Thanksgiving. We did have a good celebration, but I was up way too late.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I
a little
love
under the weather. So anywho, what was I going to say? Yeah. So I like to have a traditional one. What do you do?
I mean, growing up, we always went to my grandparents' house. Like we did like the circuit, like my dad's mom and dad in the morning, our house, obviously, my parents, and like then my grandma's in the afternoon for dinner. But like as an adult, I've never had like a traditional dinner because unless I go home to my parent, I don't know. I guess I need to start a tradition. I'm going to be in Chicago this year.
I love that.
I'm going to be in Chicago for our last game. Our game's on the 26th. So Steve and I are going to fly on Christmas Eve and just make like a Chicago Christmas. So I don't know. Is there like a rules to the dinner, like what you're supposed to have or not have?
No, but Kara? You guys are going to be out. Chicago, fabulous. Home alone,
but I just mean for Kara.
Have a fantastic dinner.
What like for Kara, what's a non-traditional? Like when she's just thinking like go to a restaurant. I love that. Go to a restaurant, have Chinese, have Italian, have any cuisine you want. Do it, girl.
I have a very good friend who used to invite us over for Thanksgiving when we did a game in his town, Troy. And he used to be like, hey, y'all want to come over for Thanksgiving? And we did. And he's like, we're having Italian.
Oh, great. There are no rules cutest. As long as you're together. It's adorable.
Totally.
Next.
Oh, God. Hello. Here she comes. Anonymous. Yes, we love you. Help, ladies. Not attracted to my partner. Intimacy is hard.
Ooh.
Leave.
Oh.
Is this Jarrett? No, I'm kidding. Joking. I wouldn't be attracted to myself right now. These past 4 months, I've been a bear.
Okay, stop. That's enough. That's hard.
I would try to go to counseling.
I would say...
Why did you fall out of unattracted with him? What happened?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors here. So I will say, obviously, like your parents have been married forever. My parents have been married forever. I don't need to know the details of my parents' private life. That's fine. But I do know this, that my father would always make a point to like put my mom as a priority. And I didn't see them like making out, but I always saw them like kiss or like hug or whatever and like show that intimacy. Look, if you don't have that, then you're just best friends. And I'm fully encouraging of being best friends with your partner. Like that's Steve's my best friend, Jared's your best friend. Like that's great to have that. But if you don't have the other side, then you just are like roommates. And I have a real problem with that. So if you're not getting the attention or the intimacy that you want, like saying intimacy is hard, like try to like spice it up for you. Like make the effort and see if he meets you halfway. And if he doesn't meet you halfway, then we got a bigger issue. And then
but she's saying she's not even attracted to him.
I know.
So she may not even want to spice it up.
I know.
Her
but it's
spice
like,
meter, maybe.
Maybe you got to remember like how you first like became attracted to him. Like go on a date, maybe, have a glass of wine and see if it's like, let me just see if I can get back in the mood or whatever. I don't know. That's really hard. So I know you're asking us for suggestions. I would say that just you try to make an extra effort and see if he meets you halfway. And if he doesn't, like, then you just have to talk about it. You have to be like, hey, look, we haven't had sex in 6 months or whatever. Like, what's happening? Like, what can I do? Because if here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, do not get too comfortable with not doing that, because then the longer and longer you go, you got to like want to throw down. And I get it. If you've been together a while, like after a while, you're like, okay, I got to do something. But no, you got to make sure that you know what's going on. Outside the sheets before you jump in the sheets. Chelsea Blackney, adopting my first golden retriever puppy this weekend. Any advice? Oh my God. First of all, I'm so jealous, Chelsea.
Yeah.
I was just saying the other day, I want another puppy. I haven't had a puppy since Willis. All the dogs I've ever had, like after Willis, have like come full grown. I haven't had a puppy. And that's like having a baby.
Yeah, it is. It's like having a baby that bites and eats things like baseboards and chairs and
shoes.
It is a full-time job. And one piece of advice my mom gave actually about when we had when we got Howie was, do not allow Howie permission of the entire house at once.
Yeah, good.
Keep him in a small area because he's got to learn. He is pooping and peeing and all the things. Also, the other thing I highly recommend, and we did a really, really, really good job housebreaking Howie. We took him out all the time.
All the time.
We always took him out. Like we were walk.
Like peeing, pooping inside is not an option. Also, crate training. I crate trained Willis, and I was very consistent. Like all you want to do, especially like at night, is like snuggle your puppy and like have him fall asleep on you and all that. Yeah, his ass needs to go back in that crate, and then they learn like that's their little like safe spot. And also, when you think about it, they like want to be alone. I didn't realize this too. Like my dog walker used to tell me, like the average dog sleeps 12 hours a day, sometimes 14 hours. Like they want to be left alone sometimes. So yeah, setting boundaries, crate training, and oh my God, please send us a picture because, oh my God, a little baby puppy retriever.
I know. Golden retriever puppies are the cutest. The other thing I would say about crate training is it's so important, especially if you have to go out of town and you can't take your puppy. That's like their home that you're bringing to wherever you're taking them for somebody to look after them. That's
we dog trainers?
Sure am.
Look at us. We can't answer questions about intimacy, but dog training? We are on top of it. Go for it, girl.
All right, Julia Kennedy. A couple weeks ago, you talked about how much you study now versus back in college. As a current sports reporter, what exactly are you studying? Well, I'm having a bit of anxiety today because I haven't read my articles yet on the Buffalo Bills, who we have this weekend in Los Angeles. I'm studying that. I am reading probably 4 different types of periodicals. I don't know. I hit The Athletic. I hit the USA Today. I hit ESPN. I read all the Buffalo articles that we get sent to us. I go to the team's website. I watch every single shit. I got to text Derek Boyko with the Buffalo Bills. Crap. Writing it down. This is what I'm talking about. I can't get ahead of shit today.
You're doing
because
great,
I need to interview an offensive and defensive player this week away from talking to Josh Allen, Joe Brady, and Sean McDermott. I read articles specific to them. I watch all their press conferences in front of their lockers. That's what I do. And I haven't done anything today, and I feel like I'm going to be so unprepared for my game that's in 5 days. It's crazy.
Okay, well, you've got lots of time. You're okay.
Cheers.
I get it, though, if you do feel like you're overwhelmed. The press conferences, where do you get those from? I don't ever watch any of those.
They are so helpful and so amazing. I watch them on the team site.
Oh, okay.
A lot of teams, Dallas, we just had the Dallas Cowboys this, Thanksgiving. They are so helpful because they usually have like 6 to 7 guys and they're just the scrum in front of their locker with the local media and things like, I talked to CeeDee Lamb over the weekend or before that game, but then I also saw on the scrum that he was like, this is the most banged up I've been in my career.
Got it.
I have an AC joint. I have this, and this. And then towards the end of the game, he wasn't really used. And I was like, I can add. CeeDee Lamb talked to reporters and me this week and said, this is the most banged up. Like, you never know. And that's where my paranoia comes. Yeah. Because there's always so much information. It's like, if one little thing happens in the game, I want to have the answer to it.
Yeah. That's good. Have the answer to the test. I've never thought about listening to the press. I record a lot of the show. I mean, we're inundated with shows, which is great because who doesn't love the NFL? I go back, like part of my homework in addition to like the sports scan articles that were sent just by being on the list and all like from Amazon is like we have NBC access to like their researchers that information. So they send us everything for Amazon. And then we have at Fox also our own stuff that's sent. But I go back and watch a lot. I record them all week and then just watch them. Like a couple of days will go by and then go back and take notes and do things like that off of shows and just seeing what different people are saying, different stuff like that. Because to your point, you never know where you're going to get the information. Also too, if you're like the overconsumption of shows, but like, all of the lower thirds sometimes on those shows have a lot of good information and stats. It's not even just what the people are saying, like other people are saying, it's the graphics. Does that make sense?
I will say this to Julia Kennedy, when you are doing your studying, sometimes it is a problem because you feel like you are overloaded and you're like, holy shit. Sometimes
too much information.
I actually enjoyed like having 2 games close to each other because you couldn't do all the crazy over prepping. Like I felt like, holy shit, how am I going to do this Dallas game? Because we just got done doing a Green Bay, who the hell they play, San Francisco game. I'm not ready. But it was almost like I had to just concentrate on the stuff that I had to get done and not worry about all the extra stuff. Blah, blah, blah.
Can I ask last question? Because this is just my curiosity. I don't feel, it was a million years ago that I did your job. When did it become a thing where you have to like set up additional conversations with players?
I just feel like I've always done that.
But I wonder if like, oh no, it wasn't.
I did that before. I did it before because it's like, here's the thing. Like if something happens on the field, Kevin and, well, not Tom because he's not on our calls, but Kevin can always add, or Joe and Troy could always add, or Greg and Kevin could always add. I want to be able to give some information that they didn't have before.
No, I love that. Another thing is like being a thing.
Yeah, I just do it just because I like to drive myself crazy. No.
This is all, I mean, it's all great stuff. I just was curious if that was like a post-COVID because you couldn't see them at the facility or whatever. Because that's the other thing too, like being a reporter for a specific team, I'm not sure what Julia is, but like that's so different. When I was a Rockies reporter, I was traveling with the team. Like it's always with the same team and access the information as opposed to like for us every week, it's a different situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, Melanie D 1012. Do the fans ever distract you from doing your job? Funny stories. People say, yell at me and say, not yell at me. They're like, Erin. Not so much anymore since I cut my hair, but like they used to like say like my name, that I was you. They don't distract me from doing my job. I think like I love I love the nonsense. Sometimes you get the like occasional like jackass that wants to say something that thinks like I actually am offended by it, and then I just pretend like I don't hear it. But no,
I just look at them and say, your mother has to be proud. When they add like the video, I've seen your video, and be like, your mom has to be so proud of you.
Yeah, I love it.
Because back in the day when I worked for ESPN, a fan at the College World Series was talking about how they saw my stalker video. Yeah. And I turned around, I went right after him, and people were videoing it. But I was like, whatever. But now you just do your mom must be so proud. Get out of here.
That's very mature of you. Mine's just avoidance. I'm just like, I pretend like I don't even hear them. Not
I love
bad.
the fans. The fans are great. Yeah. I get so embarrassed when, sometimes if it's quiet on my side of the field, like if they're not playing well or, like, and then they're like, Erin, we love you. You're the best. And like, they're down by 30. And I'm like,
great.
I feel bad for players though. I know it's part of the gig, but I always feel really sad when they're just like, you suck. Like, they start booing guys. And I get it. It's part of the gig, but I'm always like, you get out there and do it.
I think about that when
I feel sad for guys. They have a family.
Look, I mean, even with the Daniel Jones situation, like I felt bad for him. And I know that it's like, okay, you got all this money and you didn't live up to your, expectations and you disappointed, all that kind of stuff. And this was Ryan Fitzpatrick shed a lot of light on this because he, most of his career was a backup quarterback and having to go to each new place and being a backup. It's like, you're not the starter. And so dealing with like letting your team down or not being the guy or having to like deal with disappointment sometimes, he's like, that sucks. Like that sucks going into a locker room and been like, oh, you're demoted or like, and then you still got to show up and be a good teammate and be a good guy. And like, I don't know. I just think about like, wonder if we got demoted in our job, right? And you still have to go out onto the field, but they're like, Erin, you can't do your job today, but you got to still show up and sit over here in the corner. Or it's like, if I had to show up to the studio, if I had to show up to studio and do different things and I couldn't actually do my job because everyone knew that I was in timeout. I don't know. I get it. You're compensated a lot of money, so whatever.
I know, but it's still hard. They're still human beings. And here's the other thing. Like I look at Sam Darnold and what did he say in his postgame to Pam Oliver yesterday? Like, I'm so grateful for them. That was the right system and the right situation for him. And you look at like, what if that had never happened? Like, thank God that happened for Sam Darnold. Like, look at that. So,
well, look at Geno Smith yesterday winning in New York. And this is a team that got rid of him. It's like, there is some retribution where, if you just find the right situation and the right coach, like a Kevin O'Connell, who's great, in restoring a quarterback's career like Sam Darnold, then,
look, I get it. And like you said, sorry to keep this going. They're paid really well. It's part of the gig. I understand that, but they are human beings. And if it was easy to do it, we all would. And I don't know. I know we're in the business of winners and losers. I feel bad when a team loses. I do. I feel sad.
I feel bad when the kicker misses a game-winning field goal. And it's like, fuck. And it's like, oh, that's why like for the Michigan-Ohio State kid, I was so happy for that kid. Like imagine if he hadn't made that field goal. And it's like everyone in Ann Arbor would have been like, if you just made that field goal, we would have been, like,
poor kid.
And like, especially for, I know. But the good thing about that is that when it teaches you like under pressure of that sort of magnitude and you either come through it or you fall, but then still able to keep going through it, like the Sam Darnolds, like the Geno Smith, you build up some real tough skin.
Sorry, last thing. I can't let this go. I also think it's different for us because we're close to this situation. I remember I have to go out on the field, which I'm grateful to do unless I don't get to, and interview the winners. And I remember, there's so many times you walk out there and you walk smack into one of the quarterbacks that lost. And it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's their life. It's where their family's going to live. They may lose their job and have to move. It's just, I hate the winning and the losing. It makes me sad. Anywho.
I was just thinking about when like walking on the field of the Super Bowl and like watching those guys like cry at the end of it. It's like you wait your whole life to get there if you're even lucky enough to get to one.
Totally.
Yeah. Where are we?
My God. We are at Jennifer Tiberek. I work in an industry where it's important to brand yourself on social media. I find it difficult to draw the line between how much I share personally mixed in with what I do professionally. How do you distinguish between what you do not share personally yet still remain authentic?
Great question, Jennifer. I go back and forth with this a lot.
Yeah, me too. People annoy
I always
me
have
on
this
social
thing.
media.
Of course. I annoy myself sometimes on social media. This is my dilemma. I always think, so I end up going down a rabbit hole of like people's accounts where it's like, oh, they're like packing their bag and I'm like, want to watch it. Or they're doing a makeup tutorial or whatever, where I'm like, not something I would ever do. Like I've never done a makeup tutorial like, oh, help me get ready or get ready with me or outfit of the day. Like try on all these different outfits and then have, I don't know, whatever. I just like don't do that. But then I'm like, well, I like watching other people do that. So why should I do that? Should I be doing more of that? Does anyone care? Does anyone want more behind the scenes? And so then that's my issue is like, I end up just doing like the bare minimum because it's like, oh, I need to tag an outfit or I need to whatever, or it's our job. I mean, I don't know. I go back and forth with that a lot. When I wasn't happy in my personal life, I definitely limited the amount that I'm sharing. But I don't even share a lot about Steve anyway. It's not like I'm posting a picture every day with Steve. But yeah, what is it like? The more like Instagram love, the less you're happy. I don't know. I think I just go back. I vacillate with that idea where it's like, oh, I should share more of my life, or maybe people are interested. And then the other side of me is like, who gives a shit? No one cares that I'm going to get coffee. No one cares that I'm like wearing, these shoes with this shirt. Like, no, I don't know. Should we
My
take
problem is I can't make shit look cute. Like I sit there on the sidelines and Jillian's like, smile, pose. And all I think about is it ends and begins with Rosie, right? Everything she does from her hair to her poses. Now
Rosie Huntington Whiteley is who we are talking about.
Yeah.
And we always go, is it Whitley? Is it Whiteley? I forgot to tell you the other day. She said it herself. It's Whiteley. No.
Whiteley. Gorgeous.
She's just
lovely. She's lovely. She poses so effortlessly. Jillian's like on the field. She's like, smile. And I'm like, I just can't. That's not me. I'm not that gal. I can't do it. I can't, even in shoots when they're like, do a half smile. Nope. It's either no smile or the Joker. So I don't know. I feel like my favorite posts on social media are when I am absolutely like stupid, where it's like, you're drinking coffee and you dumped it all over yourself. Not like, I got the cute pumpkin latte. Like, fuck off. Who cares? I just dumped the latte on myself.
That's not us anyways. First of all, we're not standing in front of mirrors. Like, that's not our vibe.
I don't even know how to do the sultry face.
No. That's like Taylor, who I work with, who I love, Taylor Brooks. She's like really good at that. She like will stand out in the middle of the field and like take these like amazing shots. Meanwhile, I'm like,
I gotta look.
Yeah, she's like great at it. I'm always like, I just can't do that. The only pictures I ever have are at our desk, like actually like,
no, you look so good.
Whatever. No, that's because there's a professional photographer. Let's not get crazy. Here, shout out to Kit. I don't know. I don't mind those, but like actually, I don't know.
I'm looking at Taylor's thing.
Taylor's very good at posing.
Yeah, she's got the look off to the side. Yeah. I can't take myself serious at all.
I can't take myself
when I do that. I'm looking off to the side. Like, what am I doing? What?
Yeah.
I look
Some
like
people
a buffoon.
have it and stuff. I know. That's not you and I's thing. But we have two of these great photographers for Thursday night, Coop and Kit. And it's like they're always, because sometimes you have to get one for like an outfit, and I'm good on that, but not the overposed stuff.
She's got the leg crossed over.
She knows what she's doing. I like candid ones. One came up in a memory yesterday and I sent it to you. It was a really cute picture of all of us that Lily took. And Lily's great about this at Fox. She'll always get the like candid random ones. Like one of me yesterday having 75 chins, but just laughing at Terry Bradshaw because I love him so much. Those are the ones I'm like, candids. But what did you do for your wedding photos? Because those were beautiful and you weren't like trying too hard. No, what are you doing?
Well, we just took Christmas photos out on the beach this morning. And the ones I love are the ones that we're not even looking at the camera. Like Jared's throwing back in the air and I'm like, whoa! Like that's what I love. I hate the posed ones. I look like the Grinch who stole Christmas. It's terrible.
Okay, knock it off. No, you don't. But I know what you're saying where it feels like overposed. Also,
I'm going to try the Taylor Brooks now. I can't take myself serious. Like, it's so bad. I'm like, you're so stupid.
That's how I feel about myself. So Jennifer, again, to answer your question, working in an industry where it's important to brand yourself, I definitely understand that. Like it is better and then these algorithms where it's like, are you engaging with, you know what we're bad about? I'm bad about responding to comments because first of all, I don't want to see any negative comments. So I'm not even combing through the good comments because it's just like, I don't want to, the risk of seeing bad ones that will put me in a bad mood, but like you're supposed to respond to that or whatever. I think, Jennifer, that you show what you're comfortable with and just be authentic in whatever you're posting. If it's something where you look at a pose picture and you think you look great, then post it. Or if it's like a personal one with your family and you're comfortable doing that, like, yeah, you can mix it in. I think it's all about what you feel comfortable with.
Love it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the big show, unless you can't because you got a bad text.
No, I'm just looking at the rest of our question because I love when people are like actually asking us for advice. I want to make sure we answer it.
Oh.
Instead of our own tangents. Did we answer your question? Did we answer any of your guys' questions? Yeah. Chelsea, send us a picture of your dog. Okay.
Bye. Right now.
Bye.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.